Alright, what is up everybody? It's your boy Croissant. Happy to be back making another video for y'all today. And we're talking about the upcoming Marvel Blade video game today, guys, because we just got some news on how much the budget is going to be for this game. Now let's get into it. And let's talk about who is making and publishing the next Blade game. The developers are Arcane Studios. Now, Arcane, as a studio, they got some hits, they got some misses, in my opinion. Right on one end, the studio created Deathloop, which got really good reviews, maybe too good sometimes, because I remember IGN gave that game a perfect 10 out of 10. So we all know IGN is, the source to see the best ratings and the most accurate ratings for video games. And they also made Dishonored, which was a revolutionary stealth action RPG. And guys, I have very fond memories playing this game. But on the flip side, they also made flops like Redfall. And as of today, it has mostly negative reviews on Steam. So, based on their track record, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt in terms of preemptive judgment for a Marvel game in an era where it seems like all single-player superhero games are just absolutely shitting the bed. I mean, shit, look at Suicide Squad. Even the multiplayer superhero games aren't doing too well. The publishers are none other than Bethesda Softworks. Now, the last project Bethesda published was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I believe was received very well and as it stands today has very positive reviews on Steam. I also have heard rumors that the second Indiana Jones game is in production as we speak. So, now that we know who the players are in all this, let's talk about how much they're going to be spending on this Blade video game, guys. Because when I heard the budget got released, I had to take a guess. I thought I'd, take a guess as to how much this game could actually cost. My initial guess was $200 million. Because it seems like the average cost of a AAA game nowadays is between like $50 to like $300 million. Now Concord obviously is an outlier, spending upwards of like $400 million to create a pile of garbage. And then like the outliers like Genshin, they I think it's like $900 million or something like that. But that's Genshin. Now, an insider provided a screenshot, which I'll put up on the screen right now, from the government of France, which highlights the budget for Marvel's Blade. Now, the report states Xbox is spending more than 94 million euros, which in freedom currency, it's approximately $109 million on the project. And the report also suggests that the game is targeting a 2026 release, stating the expenditure was allocated for development between 2023 and 2026. Now, I feel like for a big game like this, being within the 100 to 150 million range is like the sweet spot for the first game, right? Considering the first Spider-Man game cost around the same, they made it back on the PS4, I get it, but I think it's a smart move to not invest $300 million on the first Blade video game, because I think that would be just a colossal waste of money. You also have to consider that Arcane Studios, this is their first superhero title. So we don't know exactly how they're going to express their own vision for the character and the universe. But we do know, based on their previous titles like Dishonored and Deathloop, that they do know, 1, how to nail an environment, and 2, their combat and stealth has a very unique style. Because in Dishonored, you felt like a badass, zipping from one rooftop to the other using stealth tactics to get the upper hand on enemies, which I feel could be the vibe for this Blade game. Right, utilizing your vampire skills to gain the upper hand stealthily, as opposed to like a game like Spider-Man, where Peter's swinging in, he's yelling out charismatic one-liners while he's webbing people to traffic lights. Out in public, just beating the crap out of people, throwing cars and shit. I feel like Blade will work very much in the shadows and be a stealth-focused game. Now, the first Spider-Man game was a huge success, and so naturally going from the first game to the second game, they more than tripled their budget to over $300 million. So if Arcane Studio manages to knock this Blade game out of the park, there definitely is an opportunity for a sequel and for Bethesda to cough up, the big bucks for Blade 2. But we can't get our hopes up too high too early, Because we all know how Square Enix's Avengers game turned out, guys. That budget had it was a $200 million budget, and that game was a flop because it lost Square Enix approximately $63 million. And it was only after Marvel Rivals came out that people actually noticed how bad the game was and how poorly the characters were modeled. Anyway, I do hope this Blade game turns out well. I love Blade as a character, and I think I'd love an open world game where I can explore more about Blade's backstory and lore. I think he's a cool superhero, and I love the Wesley Snipes movies. And I think anybody who is a Marvel fan has Blade on their mind, especially with the debut in the more recent Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and then his addition to the Marvel Rivals roster. So now is a good time to feed off of all that hype in the Marvel community. And I don't work for the marketing department over at Arcane Studios, but if I was them, I would think of some way to come up with like a teaser or a tech demo or a story trailer, something to release in August when Marvel Rivals releases Blade and adds them to the roster. Because when Marvel Rivals fans, when Marvel Rivals drops a character, the fans are more likely to look up YouTube videos and then go online and look up the character's lore, or go online and see like what comic books they've been in and what other characters they've interacted with. And so I think it's just it's a good move for them to do something in August. Anyway, guys, that's all I got today. Are you excited for the new Blade video game? Do you think it could be an open world game or a more focused linear style single player game like Dishonored was? And let me know down below what your favorite sport to play is. Because right now the weather is nice, and it's been nice out, so I've been playing a lot of basketball, and it's been helping me keep the weight off from all the summer food that I've been eating and all the ice cream. But anyway, guys, as always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Please like, comment, and sub if you have not already. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.